Good morning and welcome to the weekend. From the National Weather Service in Pocatello, I'm meteorologist Kevin Smith with your weather hazard briefing for Saturday, September 30th. Well, the storm system that we've been talking about for several days now, it is finally moving into the region. So let's get this done and over with here. Today, that system starts moving in. We're going to see a couple different impacts here. First, increasing showers as this starts to approach our local area, particularly west of a line from roughly Chalice down to Haley, down to Oakley or so. We'll also see increasing winds. That'll especially be the case across the south central highlands, south of the Snake Plain. Also at a few of the peaks and ridge lines, particularly up along the Montana border, seeing those increasing winds today. So increasing showers, increasing winds, but fairly steady temperatures. We're not going to take much off of those high temperatures yet. We're going to save that for tomorrow. So Sunday, the brunt of the storm is here. This is going to be the most active weather day here of the period. We're going to see areas of rain, widespread shower activity throughout the day. Afternoon thunderstorms also possible in the mix, and those much colder temperatures will arrive. We're looking at high temperatures only topping out in the 50s to near 60 for all of our population centers on Sunday. So Sunday still looking like the brunt of this storm system. As we inch ahead into Monday and Tuesday, we're going to kind of have another transition period here. The storm is really going to take its time moving off to the east. We are going to see some lingering showers. That'll particularly be the case in the eastern highlands, east of I-15, but everywhere seeing a chance of some hit and miss activity, continued cold temperatures as well for Monday and Tuesday. So let's look at this another way here in the weather risk outlook, breaking it down by day. Again, you'll notice that we're really only using yellow shading here. That means generally our risk level from the system is going to be relatively minor. This is, again, going to be a fairly beneficial rainfall versus a really hazardous hydrologic event. We're not looking at any widespread flooding or flash flooding concerns out of this. Certainly may see some localized heavier rainfall out of any thunderstorms, particularly Sunday afternoon. So we'll keep an eye out. But in general, travel, impacts from thunderstorms, impacts from rain, not going to be too terrible across the region. So kicking it off here Saturday, we'll see breezy conditions. I'll show you those winds here in just a moment. Just about everywhere, lowest out toward the eastern Magic Valley and up to the Wood River Valley. Not going to see a lot of that wind up that direction. We backed off a little bit on showers. I'm going to show you an evolution of how the radar might look over the course of the day here in just a moment. We'll talk about that. Maybe some evening showers being more predominant here in eastern portions of the forecast area. Again, we'll take a look here in just a sec. Sunday, rain, widespread showers, afternoon thunderstorms in the mix for the entire region. This is your near washout day, the most active brunt of the storm moving through. Monday and Tuesday, we'll inch into some lingering shower activity. We'll keep it cool. See those showers continuing Tuesday, particularly in the southern and eastern highlands, maybe backing off just a touch elsewhere. And then by Wednesday, as we look out to the middle of the next week, we're finally going to dry out. We're finally going to head toward a several-day period of drier weather with slightly warming temperatures. But first, we're going to lose the cloud cover. And as soon as we lose that cloud cover, we're going to see great conditions for cooling, and that means possible frost during the morning here in our agricultural corridor up the Snake River Plain and eastern Magic Valley. That may occur Thursday as well. So a couple mornings there. If you do have plants, sensitive vegetation, things that you're trying to harvest, this is going to be our next period that we're really going to have to watch for those very cold morning temperatures. On the satellite loop here this morning, here comes the storm. You can see kind of inching into western Nevada here is kind of the center of circulation. Out ahead of it, remember, counterclockwise flow around a low-pressure storm system, so you can see that nice southerly flow setting up here over Nevada into western Idaho just by watching the evolution of the clouds here. And as that continues to inch east, we're going to see some of those southerly winds picking up, particularly across the eastern forecast area. And of course, Sunday, brunt of the storm with lots of precipitation moving in. Watches, warnings, advisories. Again, not looking at a lot of hazards out of this system. We may get very close to our wind advisory criteria as we get into this afternoon, this evening, south of Pocatello, across the south central highlands, maybe the northern Cache Valley. Right now, though, looks like overall speeds are going to be just below that threshold, so we don't have any sort of alert out for you We also don't have a frost advisory this morning, as we've had the last couple mornings. Temperatures have crept up a bit, and we're not looking at near freezing conditions here across craters, the Arco Desert Mud Lake, like we were. So region-wide, no watches, warnings, advisories currently in effect. Low temperatures as you head out this morning, again, a little bit warmer than what we've seen the past couple mornings. Stanley, 29 degrees seems cold, but it actually is warmer than the lows you've seen the past couple mornings. Lots of 40s across the predominant portion of our forecast area here this morning. High temperatures today. Remember, we're going to increase the winds for some. We're going to increase those showers for some, but we're not yet taking those temperatures down for one more day. So you can see here highs getting up into the 60s to low 70s. Some of the warmest readings here over toward the Pocatello and Idaho Falls and Ashton corridor here in the east. A little bit cooler in the west, as we'll see again greater chances of showers and some cloud cover throughout the day. Here's a look at those winds that we were talking about as we get into very late morning this morning and then throughout the afternoon hours. You can see not too bad here in the eastern Magic Valley, but down here across the south, if we look at the image here on the left of the screen, these are sustained winds. Again, generally southerly flow here. Coming in on the order of about 20 to 30 miles an hour. You can see a little bit stronger wind, too, up here along the Montana border, again, predominantly out of the south. Maybe see a little southwest component here up the Snake Plain versus a true south wind, at least for a portion of the day today. Over here on the right, we throw in the wind gusts. So anywhere you see yellow, orange, or red shading, that's gusts of 30 to as high as 40 miles an hour. And again, those are maximized here south of Pocatello, down across the south central highlands. Not too bad down in the Bear Lake area as well. May see some gusts getting above 30, 35 miles an hour. And then, of course, the Montana border as well. So just be aware of that out there. If you're driving high-profile vehicles, empty tractor trailers, things like that, certainly something to be cognizant of. Right now, not expecting any major damage or power outages, anything like that, out of winds of this magnitude. So let's wander through what the radar might look like over the course of today and tonight. As I always caution you, this is just one computer model of many. This is what the model thinks will happen. So it kind of shows the overall trends pretty well. Most of the models we've been looking at this morning are somewhat similar. So we'll be able to pull some kind of big picture concepts out of them here. So kicking off at 8 a.m., best chance of precipitation really west of our region here. Possibly close to Stanley, Chalice, and Salmon. You're going to be right on the edge of this corridor of greater shower activity here this morning. But most of southeast Idaho, not too bad as you wake up. So we go to 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11, noon, 1 o'clock. Really not seeing a lot of change here. Again, as you head west, out toward Boise, Mountain Home, Stanley, west of Stanley. This corridor is going to see the most organized shower activity today. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, this area of blue here that you see from Shoshone up through Arco, Pocatello, Rexburg, I think this is actually the model simulating some cloud cover. I don't believe this is actually precipitation. So again, as you can see, a decent chunk of southeast Idaho, particularly as you get to the east of Chalice and the Wood River Valley and Twin Falls and Burley, you may be dry for the majority of the day today. Can't rule out a stray shower, and the chance of those showers is going to increase as we head into this evening. So best advice, keep an eye on the radar just in case, but may see predominantly dry conditions today as we await the arrival of steadier precipitation. 4 o'clock, 5, 6 o'clock. Now we're starting to see some echoes here on this model as you look down here across the southern and eastern highlands, south of Pocatello, south of Rexburg, over into Driggs, down to Mount Pelier. Again, increasing chances of showers moving in from the south for everyone as we get into very late afternoon or early evening this evening. 7 p.m., 8, 9, 10, 11 p.m. Again, overall increase in potential shower activity. And then as we go into the overnight, midnight, 1 a.m., 2, 3, 4 a.m. Sunday morning, you can see much more widespread areas of rain starting to overspread southeast Idaho. So particularly as you get after midnight tonight and then proceed throughout the day on Sunday, this is our almost a washout day. Lots of shower activity, areas of steady rain, and then those afternoon thunderstorms going to be the rule of the day for your Sunday. Here's high temperatures Sunday and Monday. Sunday over here on the left. Monday's forecast over here on the right. Much cooler. You can see those readings here generally in the 50s, even up into the mountain valleys, right down into the eastern Magic Valley, up the Snake Plain. A few cities here may reach 60. Again, this is going to be your warmest temperature of the day, so don't expect very long duration 60-degree weather here. 50s the rule of the day, and we even lose a couple more degrees over here on the right for Monday. Many areas only getting into the low to mid 50s, again with some continued shower activity on the backside of the system as we head into Monday and Tuesday. So rain, much cooler weather, certainly on our doorstep here until we start to dry out as we head from Wednesday onward. We'll wrap up here with an updated look at your storm total rainfall and snowfall. So over here on the left, these are 3-day rainfall totals falling over the course of today into Sunday, into Monday. We may see again a few more showers on Tuesday. And you can see not a lot of change here, generally a 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch, depending on where you're located. You can see this corridor here across the west, lighting up here with some of the heavier amounts, a little bit lighter perhaps as we go over toward the I-15 corridor and eastward. That's been a slight trend here in the model guidance, but not seeing a lot of 1-inch amounts here. And again, I think this is going to be a general somewhat low impact beneficial rainfall versus anything overly hazardous for most of you. Over here on the right, high elevation snow still expected. This hasn't really changed much. Unless you're going out camping or hiking into the backcountry during this storm, really not going to see the snowfall. It's just not your storm. A little early in the season, a little too marginal on those temperatures. Best chance for any impact on the highway, as far as at least some flakes coming down, probably Galena Summit. Last we looked at the data this morning, looking at about a 25% chance of seeing 1 inch or more of snowfall there. But with temperatures so marginal, it's hard to imagine that we would see accumulation lasting long at all on the roadway if we did change over to snow at Galena Summit. So other than that, rain is going to be the order of the day. And that's what we're looking at here for this storm system. As always, please reach out if you have questions, comments, concerns for us. Everyone have an enjoyable and safe weekend.